What's up, guys? It's Ola here, and today I'm going to be bringing a deck profile of probably my favorite deck to use right now, just because it's so much fun, and I just have a great time with it, and it's Chaos Dragons. I picked this deck up from my friend because he was building it, and then he kind of, he had the core, and he kind of scrapped it because he didn't feel like playing it anymore. I don't know why, so he gave it to me, and I really wanted to build this deck for a long time, so when I built it, I used it, and I just had so much fun with it that it's kind of like become my main deck, even though it's not really necessarily competitive. It's just, I really love this deck. I actually took it to a regionals before Primal Origins came out, but after Dragons of Legend came out, Curry Bandit came out, and I went 5-1, but my friend totally flopped, and he was my ride, so we had to leave, which sucks, because I could have totally gotten my invite. But anyways, guys, I'm just going to give you a deck profile of this deck, and yeah, and also with the release of the Realm of the Light Structure deck, like, this deck's become even better, and it's fantastic. But anyway, guys, let's start off with the deck profile. Hang on. So, first we have BLS, because boss monster, you know what this deck does. You mill, you banish stuff, and you summon boss monsters like BLS or Chaos Sorcerer. I run 2 Chaos Sorcerer. It's at 2, so I don't know why you wouldn't run 2. I know people run 1 because technically it's more consistent. However, 2 Chaos Sorcerer is really good because you get to go into rank 6s. You banish more things, and it has really good synergy with Light Pulsar and something else that I'll get to when we get there. So, next we have Dad, because it's a Chaos Dragon deck, you have to run Dad. This card is so good. Actually, at the regional, before the regional, I was testing with this deck, and I was never during testing able to get this thing out. Maybe, it wasn't even once. I never got this thing out, but at regionals, I got this thing out so many times. It was so good. I actually considered taking it out because during testing, I just never got it. However, I'm really happy I kept it. I mean, I would probably keep it anyway. It's just the fact that I just never got it out. But during regionals, this card was absolutely amazing. But anyways, Dad, because it's a fantastic card. Then we have Red Eyes, because it's a Chaos Dragon deck, and you have to run this thing, and you can't not run this thing. So yeah, just Red Eyes. And then we finally get to the Chaos Dragons. We got 3 Light Pulsars. This is needed, obviously. This card is the core of the deck. It dies. You have the Red Eyes loop. You know, I bring it back. Red Eyes brings back this thing. And that's the thing. A lot of this format can't handle big beat sticks like this. This deck is full of just beat sticks, and you just crash into things. Like, even, you know, like Stardust and all these synchros. This thing's at 25. You crash into these things a lot, and then it just brings back a dark, and then you get to this thing back again. It's great. This card is fantastic, and it's just a lot of decks this format struggle with getting rid of these big boss monsters, especially the Red Eyes, Light Pulsar combo. Then to complement the Light Pulsars, we have the 2 Dark Flares. People run 1. And I've seen people run 3. I like 2. I think 2 is an optimal number. I wouldn't run 1 because this thing jumpstarts your combos like crazy. And also, it gets rid of things in the graveyard, which can be really important, especially now that you play against Lightsworn, Rulers, and any Dragon Ruler type of variant. This thing just gets rid of these things. And it's just it's a fantastic card in its own right. And when Light Pulsar dies, it actually brings back this card too, which a lot of people seem to forget, because this guy got over my DD crowed my Red Eyes when he killed it, and then he killed my Light Pulsar, but I brought this back, and he just didn't see it coming, and then I just was able to make a push back and win the game. So yeah, Dark Flare is necessary, and finally to round off the, I guess, Chaos Dragons would be the Eclipse Wyvern. Obviously, just search out your Red Eyes, Darkness Metal Dragon, and your Dad. That's all their searches. That's why I only run 1. I know Lightstorm Rulers run 3 because they search their JDs and everything, and their Light Rays, but this is, you just run 1 because, like, that's all you need. Next, we have the baby Chaos Dragons. I run 2 Wyvern Busters, and I run 3 Collapse Serpents. Collapse Serpent is really important in this deck because you have a really strong first turn play if you're able to get Eclipse Wyvern to the grave, and then you just have this in hand, you banish it, and then you have a first turn Red Eyes. Right away, you're usually going to have either a Light Pulsar or a Dark Flare, another dragon to summon through the Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon in hand, and you just have a really strong opening play. So I feel like this is vital. Also, these things are awesome because a lot of people forget that tribute summoning is a thing in this deck, so many times you summon one of these, you tribute for Dark Flare or for Light Pulsar if you can't summon them normally. Then they search the other counterpart, and it's just great. These things are great floaters. They make rank 4 plays, and these guys are, honestly, they're not really support. They're more of an engine at this point, and I feel like a lot of people are using them wrong. People are using them as support, but they're actually more of an engine. They create so many combos. It's crazy. Like, I feel like these cards are crucial. I used to run 3 of these, but I just cannot find space, and 2 is fine, although sometimes I actually do wish I had 3. Like, the only match I lost at regionals was against Fire Kings, and it was literally, I only lost that game because I didn't draw into these guys. At that point, I was running 6 of these, and I only drew into 1 of them, and I just, like, it's the only reason that I lost during regionals, because during the first game, he actually thrashed me because I was just not able to get these guys out to get going, and then the second game, I got 1, but he just overpowered me, but like, those cards are crucial in this deck, and they're pretty much an engine, so yeah, I really like them, and I run 2 and 3. Next, we have the Milling Engine, which is the Light Swarms, which is the 3 Raiden. This card is so good now. This card helps this deck so much, because you summon it, you mill 2, this basically replaces Card Trooper, because people use Card Trooper, obviously, because you summon it, you mill 3, you know, you have a first turn play or second turn play to go by. But this is the same thing, except it's better, because it's a tuner. It's a light, you can banish it, it's just so much better. Like, you can run synchros now. I mean, you can technically use the play spreader version, but I guess I'll tell you why I don't. So yeah, this is, so I run 3 Raiden, then sorry, my bad. 3 Raiden, then obviously the next Light Sworn, in my opinion, in this deck would probably be, I mean, I guess Lumina would be good, but all what Lumina would do is I would ditch something and get this backs, and I don't know if that would always work out. So I mean, I haven't honestly tested that, but honestly, I think Lila is good enough, because with these guys, the baby Chaos Dragons, you just make rank 4s way too easy. You normal summon 1, banish something else, special summon the other, Eggsy, and it's just that simple. So, I just use these guys to mill. Obviously, this is kind of the point of this. Also, Lila's really important because it kills back row, and that's actually one thing that kind of stops this deck. If you basically stop me from milling first or second turn, I will usually lose to that unless I get a really good draw. And then next we're gonna have, to finish off the Milling Engine, we have 2 Curry Bandits. I don't run 3 because now that you have Raiden, you really don't need 3. You only need 2 now that you have Raiden. And this card is just fantastic. You open with it, it puts you so far ahead in the game. Like, it puts you from the early game into the mid game right away. And it just puts you so far ahead that next couple turns, you just make crazy, crazy OTK plays, or just crazy plays in general. This card is absolutely crucial. Like, maybe I'd consider running 3, but with Raiden, I don't think it's necessary. But this card is absolutely fantastic, and it helps this deck incredibly. So I do run 2 Curry Bandits. You have to run it, and yeah. Then we have 3 Tour Guides, because I mean, I don't need a Night Ascent or anything like that, because you summon this, you get another one out, or you get the Curry Bandit. As long as you're able to use 1 Curry Bandit, you can use the other one as a Tour Guide target, but Curry Bandit is crucial. Like, if you open Curry Bandit, you usually do win. It's such a crucial card. Like, at regionals, every single game I opened Curry Bandit, I won that game. No problem. And there's also another card in this deck where kind of the same thing happened. So anyways, 3 Tour Guide, you know, gets you rank 3s. It's simple. Next we have, for the hand traps, this is the final part, Gorse, and 2 Jack Frost. I don't run Trag because Jack Frost does something special that Trag can't, is that in fact it gets over Ophion, because it doesn't target. So, like when Ophion attacks, you just drop it on Ophion, Ophion flips down, and then I can keep going with my plays next turn, or any other problem monster like Leo, all that stuff. It's just a really, really good card, and it was really, really good at regionals. That's why I'm not taking it out. Although I really wish I had the ultras and like a ghost of this. Anyways, so next for the hand traps, we have the 2 Effect Veilers, because it just has a good synergy with this deck. I know Max C right now is technically better, and I haven't really been into the competitive scene for maybe like 3 weeks or something like that. But I still run Veilers because it's just, it really is because it's synergetic with this deck. It's honestly the only reason. It just has great synergy, being a light and being banishable. You know, get your Collapse Serpents out, get your other monsters out. That's pretty much it. And then, you know, stopping effects is always a good thing. That's why I don't really run Breakthrough Skill, because I have these things. And then finally, Honest. I have a lot of lights in this deck. You know, dropping an Honest and a Light Pulsar is just fantastic. There's just not really much to be said. It's Honest. So that's the monsters. I believe that is 32 or 30... I think it's 33 or 32 monsters. So anyways, next we get to the spells. Charger Light Brigade, obviously, and then also Solar Recharge. At Regionals, I didn't run Solar Recharge because my Lightsworn engine was literally 3 Lilas and a Raikou, and this thing, I ran 1, and it was absolutely dead that day. I really hated this card, but now that I run 6, 2 is a great number. It's pretty consistent. Sometimes you do still have it dead, but it's a great card. When you get it off, it puts you ahead, and you need to draw power in this deck, so this card is still really good. And now with 3 Raiden and 3 Lila, it's just 2 is a fantastic number. This card, though, Charger Light Brigade, this card is arguably the best card in this deck. I said Curry, like, that day, whenever, Originals, whenever I drew this card of Curry Bandit, I opened, at least with them, I won the game. It was that simple. This card is such a fantastic card. I really had nothing to say about it. It gets you so far ahead, it's crazy, because if you open with this, you mill 3, search Lila, summon Lila, mill 3 more, and then you're just so far ahead where you just win. Oh, now I search Raiden, which gets me even better. Then next for the spells, last part for the draw engine, we have a Lower Darkness. I see a lot of people not running this anymore, and I don't know why. When you draw 2, it's such a good card. You get rid of your darks that you can't special summon. It's, you know, your Dark Flares, Collapse Serpents, Chaos Sorcerers. All these go away, and it's a great card, honestly. I don't know how people cut it. And then for the 1-ups, we have Dark Hole and Foolish Burial. Foolish Burial is an obvious reason. Dark Hole, because Dark Hole, there's no downside of using it in this deck. You use Dark Hole, everything dies, and then your Light Pulsar will bring back your Red Eyes, and then Red Eyes brings back Light Pulsar, and then you just have a 53 damage right on the board. It's a fantastic card. There's really not much to say. The only problem with this deck really is the hands, because they make Light Pulsar miss time. But still, you can banish them in so many ways where it's not a problem. And for the last 2 cards, I run 2 Soul Charge. Soul Charge in this deck is actually really good compared to other decks because you don't have to pay a lot of life points to really go off and make big plays. You can pay 1,000 and 2,000 and have a huge play because you bring back just a Red Eyes. You can bring back a Light Pulsar with that effect. Or you bring up back a Red Eyes and a Light Pulsar. Use Red Eyes to bring back one more thing, and you just have 3 things that just make a huge play, and you have a great board that your opponent's going to have a hard time getting over. So Soul Charge in this deck is crucial. It also lets you control your graveyard for your data plays or any other plays you want to make. It really helps you control the graveyard. And this card is just fantastic in this deck. I wouldn't run 3 though. I tried 3, and 3 is cloggy, but it's really good. So that's the main deck. It's 41. I can't seem to make it 40. I don't know what to cut, so maybe you guys can help me out with that. Also, like, leave suggestions with what I could edit in the main deck. And then let's go for the extra deck. I run 1 Black Rose because I can get it out through Soul Charge with a Raiden and, I don't know, a Tour Guide, a Curry Bandit, or also I could normal summon a Veiler when I summon a Light Pulsar and just look the field that way. So Black Rose is a situational card. I got it out once and during regionals, and then, you know, in testing and just playing with friends, I get it out a decent amount of times. But it's a great card. I use it. So yeah. Next we have Spark Dragon and Crimson Blader, because now with Raiden you can use those baby Chaos Dragons to sync with these 2, and it's just a great thing. Scrap Dragon is not that good in this deck because you don't have much to pop, so I had to figure something else out. So I chose Spark Dragon because it's light and it has, I mean, I could pick a Dark Dragon for Light Pulsar to revive, but I honestly don't know what to pick. So I just use Stardust and Crimson Blader, and it's been working great for me. And then finally, I have Leo, because with Chaos Sorcerer and Raiden, you can make this, or Light Pulsar and Raiden, you can make this. And this card is just, it's such a great card. It's so hard to get over. Opponents have a hard time dealing with it. It's amazing. So I really just, that's all I have to say about it. It's just an amazing card. So it's just a fantastic addition to the deck. And now we go into our XZs. For rank 3s, it's Mecha Clip Engineer and Levier. If you open Tour Guide and nothing else, you can actually go into this. If your opponent is able to get over this card, you already have a light and 2 darks engraved, and you can make your plays next turn. And then Levier is obvious. If I had an Alucard, I would run Alucard. That card is actually really good in this deck from online testing, but it's too expensive, and I can't get my hands on it right now. So it's just these 2 rank 3s that I run. Next, I run for the rank 4s an Arc. It's Honor Arc. It's amazing. Maestro, because I don't have an Exciton, and this card is really good because it's dark. It helps you stall sometimes when you need to get into your combo pieces or draw your cards. So it's a good stalling power along with Anarch, but yeah. Black Ship, simple, Abyss Dweller, it's Abyss Dweller. Starliege, because you can summon it really easily since all the Lightsworns you run and the Wyver Busters. You get this thing out a lot of times. It's a great card. Like if you could run it, you should, because it's free draw power. It's just a really good card. So I run Starliege Pal Dynamo. Then we have Queen Dragon Jin, because she brings back your, like, if you're pretty much, your board is kind of dead and you've slowed down during your game, this would kind of pick it back up, because if you can summon her and Reborn a Light Pulsar, when that it negates the Light Pulsar's effect on the field, but obviously its effect activates in grave when it dies. So when Light Pulsar dies, you start to pick up speed again, and you start getting back on terms with your opponent. So it's a really good card for that reason. I have considered taking it out a couple times, but it's too good because it just gets you back into the game when the game is in a really slow state. So I have a Queen Dragon Jin. And then for rank 6s, I have Gauntlet Launcher, because it's an amazing combo. You summon this thing, pop 2 things, summon this, attack. It's so good. And then probably, so I also run Gaia Charger, obviously. And then probably the best card in this extra deck, just because I love it so much, is Ptolemy. It's definitely the best rank 6. It's definitely one of the best Eggsy's made. It's just so fucking amazing. It's amazing being able to bring back anything in your grave or bouncing anything that's problematic that your opponent has and then just using it again. Like, I brought back BLSs with this thing just because I know BLS would clutch me the game. I would summon this, bring back BLS, and just proceed to win from there. It's such a great card. There's also a combo where you can summon Light Pulsar and Red Ice, get another rank 6 out, level 6 out, either Chaos Sorcerer or Light Pulsar, Eggsy, bring back that Light Pulsar, summon Light Pulsar back, and that's literally 8,000 damage OTK. I did that against Mermails at Regionals, and the guy had no idea what was coming to him. It was absolutely fantastic. So yeah, guys, that's the deck profile. If you enjoyed, leave a like or a comment or whatever. And sorry for the long deck profile. It's just, I don't know, I like talking about my decks a lot. It's just, I don't know, I like to explain and stuff. And it's a really good deck. I want to say it lacks consistency, but it really doesn't, because you usually do draw pretty well. So, hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile. Leave me suggestions of how I can fix this deck, maybe make it somewhat maybe more consistent or more competitive. Just give me a couple hints. I don't like using the Plague Splitter build that summons Beals, because even it's a little bit actually inconsistent. However, I might do it now, because since Goyo Guardian came back from the from being banned, you can literally summon one of those baby dragons, normal summon, play, get Goyo Guardian out. So I really might consider that. However, it's just extra deck space in this deck is so tight, and it's just really hard to take things out. But in either case, guys, please leave me suggestions of what I could do maybe to make this deck better. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Rate, comment, subscribe, and I will see you all later.